Today's episode is sponsored by Brick Loot. So here's the thing. I've been subscribed to subscription boxes before, and I was like, why isn't there one for something that I actually like doing? And turns out my phone listened to me and started popping up ads for Brick Loot. So I've been a subscriber to Brick Loot months before they even came on as a sponsor. But every month you get a different theme, and this was from the March box, and it's pretty awesome because it just so happened I opened it up and it's one of my favorite movies. But Back to the Future. So it comes with a small set, which is a time train, custom printed bricks, Brick to the Future, 2 minifigs, you know who, and then they all come with a bigger set too. And this month for this specific theme was a Brick to the Future DeLorean. I mean, you're not going to get anything cooler than this without leaving the house. They literally just show up at your doorstep. They have 1 month subscriptions, 3 month subscriptions, a year. You can get whatever length you want. But I mean, this is one of the best investments I ever made. They sent me these for free, but I'm still a subscriber. I'm getting them every single month. You can check them out at brickloot.com. You can follow them on Instagram at @brickloot and hashtag brickloot. Yeah, these are awesome. And welcome to Building Friendships.
I had a roommate in college who said the sentence once, I can't eat peanut butter with my socks on because the texture of the peanut butter in his mouth and the texture of socks on his feet confused him.
Is that what this just sounded like?
Oh no!
I need to stop telling people that. Building Friendships. I am your below average host, John Sosis, and today we have another one of my favorites. You know him from SNL. You've seen him recently in If and Unfrosted. You can see him September 13th, Disney Channel, Disney Plus, Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, Rebuild the Galaxy, Mr. Bobby Moynihan.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks
How
for
are
doing
you?
this.
Thank you for having me.
How was San Diego Comic-Con? You were over there last weekend, right?
I was. It was insane. It was super intense. I'm still recovering. I got to see my Lego figure for the first time.
That was it?
Yeah, there. Yeah. Oh no, a signing right before, but I got to see it. I got to talk about it in public with people.
Was this like under wraps? Were you not allowed to talk about it for a period? Because Disney does that with all of their stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's still a bunch of stuff I can't say, but also.
Really?
Oh
okay.
yeah, but also yeah, it was years, like 2 years or something. Couldn't. But any kind of Star Wars thing, you just can't talk about it.
Okay, we're gonna get into that because it's enough Disney. It's enough Disney.
I apologize. I was very late.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
I apologize.
That's why we have.
I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning last night building the Dark Falcon.
That's on my list. How is it the coolest thing ever?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's insane. That's my little guy.
Are you a Lego fan or is it just because of this series?
I am a fan of Legos, but I have met some people who are Lego fans, and I go, oh, I'm just a casual.
I mean, you call them Legos, which is,
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to be hearing about that.
You got it.
The comments will be mentioning he pluralized Lego. We have a problem.
Yeah. I'm an illegal builder. No.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding.
Oh wow.
Just kidding.
They're going to kick us off YouTube.
I know.
So yeah, what sets are we doing? I'm finishing up this thing. Listen, Disney does not make enough money, so we're here promoting all of the Disney stuff. I'm going to finish Avengers Tower eventually.
How long have you been working on it?
It's been about 8 episodes. I get 2 or 3 bags an episode, and there's 32 bags for this.
Amazing.
It's a solid set.
Beautiful.
If you love the MCU movies, there's a lot of references. It's a great set. Very big build when you do it across episodes.
After just recently building some because of this show, it's very funny to hear you go, that one's 32 bags.
32 bags. You know what that means?
I do. I was like, whoa, that one was 17. It almost got me.
You said only Lego. 4.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing it. You're going to be doing.
I like to take it easy. He comes with a sensible lunch. He comes with a banana or blue milk.
I mean, it's genius. I mean, you're doing your own set. You're doing Jedi Bob's Starfighter.
Can you believe it? Yeah. If you would have told, I remember when I found out about about Jedi Bob and went I love that story. This is years ago.
Yeah.
And got one because I just thought it was hilarious. And now to be cast as it, about to come out and building it here is insane.
Do you?
I'm just gonna start.
Yeah, go for it. The book's right there. This is bag 1. That's bag 2. You have 2 more bags in there.
I've built it a couple times. I don't know if I was about to say I don't know if I need the book, but I need the book.
If you don't want to use the book, I've seen worse come out of not using the instructions. So go for it.
We'll see.
You can rebuild the galaxy. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, exactly. Very good tie-in.
So this is very weird for me because it's a full circle moment, which you definitely don't remember, but I do. I grew up in, and you're from New York, right?
Yeah.
Like originally, I grew up in a suburb of Brooklyn where you don't meet people from TV ever. You just don't. Most people don't leave that part of Brooklyn ever.
Where in Brooklyn?
It's called Mill Basin. It's by Sheepshead Bay, by like Coney Island, like Deep Space Brooklyn. No trains in Mill Basin.
I used to live on 6th and Carroll.
Oh, okay. You were like closer to the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I first got my first job in entertainment when I graduated was at a record label, Atlantic Records. We were at 1633. We're at 1927 Avenue of the Americas, and you were the first person I ever met from TV. It's the weirdest thing. I remembered this yesterday. We met 16 years ago at a master walk in the concourse at 30 Rock.
I remember.
You don't remember, but I remember meeting you, and you were you were just the nicest dude, and I was like, oh, okay, people from TV aren't terrible. You were literally the first person I ever met.
What year was it?
Either 2011 or 2012.
Yeah, I was just on TV, so I didn't know any better.
I mean, yeah, now you're different. Now you're a monster. He just came in, started throwing things. It was rough.
Oh, where's my cash, by the way? You're supposed to have a bucket of cash for me.
Oh, it's here.
Thank you.
Don't worry about that. Yep. So you're from New York.
That's little Jedi baby right there.
There he is. Oh, it looks so cool.
Yeah, it's the best.
So when did you realize you were funny? Like, you grew up in New York, you went to UConn. Were you funny growing up, or is it?
I guess. Yeah, I guess more annoying than anything else. I think I just wanted attention.
So you go to UConn. Were you doing anything in entertainment there, or was it?
I was an acting major at the University of Connecticut, and I wanted to do puppetry also, weirdly enough, and they had a puppetry department, which I loved.
UConn has a puppetry department?
Yeah, it's like the only school in America, I think. One of the only ones that has a puppetry department.
You don't hear about that. You hear about their basketball. Like, you hear about Final Four.
Yeah,
I was
there for Rebecca Lobo and Jake Elamine and Jake Bosco, and I think the year the men's and women's won.
The legends paving the way for what we have now. Or seeing
I don't
now.
remember. I just did inventory. I worked inventory. I just had to walk around and scan barcodes and make sure everything was there.
There you go. That's a job.
I wouldn't do it. I guess I shouldn't admit this on camera, but I would just stay home all day, and then an hour before I was supposed to turn in, I would run around, scan a bunch of stuff, and then go we did it.
I mean, that sounds like college.
It was very college.
Yeah, that was very college.
But we had to do Gampel Pavilion, and I would see all the stuff the basketball players get, and I was just like, good for them, man.
I hope the puppetry department has something for us.
Yeah, I think the puppetry department wasn't treated as well as the basketball players,
which is
rightfully so.
A crime. No, I think it's a crime. So you get out of college. What was your next job after that? Was your main focus acting from there, or did you know you want to get into comedy?
I think right after college, what happened? What did I do? I think I just found Upright Citizens Brigade.
Okay.
And I was walking down I think I was doing a play in the city or something, and I was walking down the street and I saw the logo on the sign, and I went oh, I love that TV show, and I walked in, saw a show, and then was like, oh, this.
That was it?
I signed up for classes pretty much the next day. I always say the next day, but I highly doubt it was the next day. So
2008, you end up SNL.
Yes.
What's that? Do you have any of this?
It was fine.
I mean, it was okay.
Yeah.
Those audition stories are just, everybody has their own legendary story. Do you have anything that stands out for you from auditioning for that? Like the characters you did?
I'm trying to think of what did I do for my first audition? I did weird stuff. I did Jack Black at a funeral. I did Snagglepuss at a swingers party.
Those are pretty solid.
I did a lot of weird stuff. And the second one, I don't even remember. I just recorded the 50th anniversary, something for the a documentary for the 50th anniversary of
Okay.
SNL, and they showed me my audition like on camera. Like it was like I had to watch both my auditions, and I don't think I've seen the second one maybe ever. The first one I saw, but like it was bizarre.
Are you able to watch yourself? I could never watch. I can't watch these.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I think also SNL did that too because like you kind of have to watch yourself to make sure you're looking in the right place, and like it's like I'm not one of those people who's like I can't watch that.
I have so many bad habits that I try to get over, like my lisp. I'm not good at remembering people's names because I'm so worried about trying to fake that I don't have a lisp when I'm introducing myself. I have three S's in my last name, which is just a joke from God when you have a lisp. Sothith. Like, fuck you.
I think it's the best. I say lean into it.
I mean, I try to, but I try so hard to hide it when I'm introducing myself. I forget to listen to what their name is, and that does not work for me. So between that and having to watch myself, I have enough problems.
SNL trained me to say nice to meet you rather than, I'm sorry, good to see you rather than nice to meet you.
Yeah,
because I have no, everyone's like, we hung out. And I'm like, I was working for 25 hours straight and then went to a party and I don't remember coming home.
Yeah, no, I learned that moving out here. You have to say nice to meet you, and that'll get you out of a lot of trouble. Because there's too many times I do, and I'm a nobody, so that's even more insulting to them. It's like one thing if it's someone like you that's met a ton of people, you're not going to remember that. But for me, I should remember every single person I meet. There's nobody I should not.
I don't think anyone does, except Mary Lou Henner. You know about that?
No.
Mary Lou Henner.
Oh, because she's
got that thing where she just remembers everything. You can like tell her.
Yeah, she's got that Mensa thing going.
Kind of wish I had that.
That's a big burden, because when you do forget something, that person really feels like garbage. Imagine.
Do you forget though? Isn't the whole thing is she like can't forget? Like it's like you can go like, what happened on March 13th? She's like, I went to JCPenney.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Like, isn't it? That's the thing is she can just figure it out. Like she just knows. I don't know. Mary, I know you're watching.
Just call us up.
Yeah.
We have a Lego set for you. So you
ever make a taxi Lego set?
They do.
No.
They have a New York taxi, yeah.
Oh, well, I meant the show taxi.
Oh, no. I mean, you could submit one to Lego Ideas.
Lego Ideas. Hi.
No, you have to build it and submit it. You can't pitch
I disagree.
No.
I disagree.
Okay, go for it.
I disagree. Hi, Lego Ideas. I'm doing it differently. Please, I've always wanted the home base set of SNL with like a little weekend update next to it, and then like maybe like, I don't know, like a special SNL sketch that everyone loves or something on the other side, like a 3-piece.
I'm taking the bucket of cash, and I'm making it for you. No joke, I will have one for you.
I love it.
We just Jody Sweeten and I I'll be plugging this later, but Jody Sweeten and I just submitted a Full House set to Lego Ideas, so we're hoping.
For real?
Yeah.
Did she help you build it? Did you build the Full House set with Jody Sweeten? That's amazing.
No, we built the living room set, and it's up on Lego Ideas. I think we're like 9,800. No, my math is off. 8,500 votes away from Lego considering it for a real set. So we're pushing that.
Wow.
Yeah, Lego's great with that, and it's kind of cool. But I'm gonna build an SNL set for you.
I would love that. A little Lenny Pickett.
There we go. The reference everybody.
The reference everyone knows.
Yeah.
Lenny Pickett, the amazing saxophone player on Saturday.
Yeah, we'll get it done. So you have 2 young kids. Is there a character that you've done, one that you are excited for them to grow up and get to see you do, and one that you hope never sees the light of day in their lives?
That's an amazing question. My 7-year-old kind of like, I love when you're doing Lego and it doesn't fit in right, and you're like, there's something wrong here, and it's never something wrong. It's always that you've made a mistake. It's never Lego fault.
Oh, I do this is the one set missing a piece, and it is right in front of me the whole time.
I don't even remember what I was saying. Me and Jody Sweeten were on SNL. What did I say?
Your 7-year-old about a character?
My 7-year-old has like some awareness. Like she knows I'm Mel in Secret Life of Pets.
Okay.
And like we go on the Secret Life of Pets ride at Universal, and like she hears me screaming, and she's like,
Is that the coolest thing
Weird.
ever for her?
It's more like weird. Like it's like we have stuffed animals with my voice in it, and she doesn't like them. Like she's just, but I get it.
That's so
It's
funny.
bizarre.
Is there a character that if you could go back and erase it from existence, you would be like, yeah, let's not do this?
Sure. Yeah, there's a bunch.
Let's hear some. No, you're not going to do that on camera?
Anything before 2017 on SNL, probably.
So what's that, 8 years of it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Because it's kind of funny to me, like, the writing process that goes into anything for that kind of stuff. And it's, when you were pitching characters, did you get nervous that, oh, this is going to be me for the rest of my life? Like, you were possibly
No,
like
I was
the church
hoping
lady?
for that. Yeah, no, I didn't. I was like
Brewer must be sick of this Goat Boy thing by now. He must be over Goat Boy. I mean, he's got to be over Goat Boy.
I bet he's pretty happy if somebody calls him Goat Boy. I bet he's pretty psyched about it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like that level, like that, like when I was on SNL, it wasn't like, you know, when Dana and Mike Meyers and them were there, and it was like, you know, Wayne's World, like there were movies. There were movies based on these characters, and that kind of like went away once I got. It was like I got there right before, like, what was it? Like my like 8th episode or something was when we went to HD.
Oh.
And then like I remember standing in Andy's office and him being like, "Yeah, they're put this video called Lazy Sunday on this thing called YouTube." And I was like, "What's that?" Like, and it was like once YouTube kind of happened, it was like SNL broke a little bit, like in the sense of like, if you wanted to see Wayne's World, you had to wait a week, and if they did one, you know, if they didn't do one, you had to wait 2 weeks, or you had to wait till it was repeated. Like now you could do it, and 10 minutes later it's on the internet, you can watch it 50 times, and people get sick of it. So it's like characters get burnt pretty fast.
That's what I think people didn't really, because the one critique that I would always see is that, oh, why didn't they have this character on this week, like either Drunk Uncle or Stefan? And it's like, because they'll burn out so quickly. That character will not want to be seen in 3 weeks from now. And
also, you get like this weird, like, you don't want to mess it up. So you're like, I don't want to do it this week. I don't want to do it. Like, please don't make me do it. Like, you know, like, I don't want them to hate it.
Were there any characters that you wrote that you were like, you know what, I kind of want to save this for myself? Because that's another thing that as a writer I deal with. It's like, no, there was nothing that you
I was like, I need something this week, anything.
It was just a struggle to get on TV?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because, I mean, I would say you are easily...
I'm sorry, go on.
No, just not kissing your ass. You're one of the most memorable, like you have some of the most memorable characters from that show, and it was always like one of the funniest things when you were on, especially.
You got my bucket of cash as well, I see.
I sure did. So it's always interesting to me, like, was there anything that we didn't get to see because he was like, this is too good for just...
No. It was more stuff that got cut that I wish made it.
Do you have one that stands out specifically?
Or stuff that made it on that I wish got cut? Like in retrospect, like now after being gone for a long time, you go like, "Wow, I fought for that, huh?"
Is there one that you could think of right off the bat that you're like, I wish this didn't get cut?
Seth wrote a sketch. I think it was when Mike Meyers hosted. I think it was when Mike Meyers hosted or something, but Seth wrote, it was Inception had just come out, and Seth wrote this like monologue / like sketch kind of thing. It was a lot of pre-tape, but it was essentially just Wayne and Garth like driving in the van, and then they looked over and Toonces was driving, and they went off the bridge, and it was like Inception. Like, that's funny. And they just went through all these old SNL characters through Inception with Wayne and Garth, and it was just as an SNL fan growing up, it was like awesome, and I just remember wishing it got on, but I had nothing to do with that. Seth wrote that.
But that so as a fan growing up, was there a point where you're like, Did it ever get old that you were there?
No.
Like, were you ever just? I imagine when you grow up loving something and now you're part of it.
Yeah, even at the worst moments, it was the best.
And now, since you've left, you've been doing nonstop. I mean, you're all over the place. A lot of voice-
Nonstop. I'm America's sweetheart.
You really are.
I definitely wasn't up till 3 a.m. last night building the Dark Falcon in my kitchen. That didn't happen.
Nope, I was not building Lego either. I was not
Yeah.
building an Atari set in my apartment last night.
What's your favorite Lego that you own?
Probably the best one that I've built that was just the most fun was the Ghostbusters Firehouse.
I could see that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a blast. That's a
Yeah,
good
that was
one.
pretty good. And then I just built the Batman Returns Batcave, and that comes with Christopher Walken, which is the only reason I bought it.
Max Shrek, you mean?
Yeah, Max Shrek. Yeah.
I have that set too, but it's just sitting there, and I don't. Think
It's a
getting
very-
run, I'm saying.
Between that and the Dark Falcon, you have a lot of black Lego right now.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a very black and gray set, which is very Star Wars, but it's a cool build once you build it. Plus, you get Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, you get Max Shrek.
Have you ever seen that clip of her using the whip? It's like backstage footage of her knocking all the heads off the mannequin with the whip.
She learned how to use that
Isn't
for
that
real.
amazing?
Did Harrison Ford learn how to do it also, or was that all
I'm not familiar.
with Harrison Ford? He's an actor. Indiana Jones. Oh, Star Wars.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. He's been in that.
I found the banana. I can't find this piece that I need, but I found this little banana.
Which piece are you looking for? The gun?
The foot of the ship to literally make it stand up. I just can't seem to find it. Also, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you ever do this? This is what I do. Do you have a method? I don't know why. It just helps me. So I open the bag and then I go.
A lot of people do that. I don't, because I want this to take up as much of my time as possible. I've opened up 3 bags here.
You don't have 2 kids.
No. Yeah. No, we're not doing that. Bless your heart. We're not doing that. The Lego would be all over the place. I have a panic attack when there's an earthquake. The first thing I do is check my Lego shelf. That's what LA has done to me. I've only been here 3 years. I'm not adjusted yet.
That's really funny. Yeah, my office, I would have a lot of things to rebuild.
New York doesn't have earthquakes. How long have you been out here for? Have you been out here since you left SNL?
We bought a house 3 weeks before the pandemic started.
Oh, okay.
So 2019, so about 5 years.
Have you adjusted to LA as a?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I'm still working on. It's just not the same pace as New York.
No, not at all. It is the exact opposite. There's also no weather other than hot and not. That's just it. It's just ass. It's just like
I'm sweating at all times.
Inside an anus or almost.
I'm sweating on all times.
I don't know if are you allowed to say that on.
Yeah, but this is going straight to Disney.
Pardon. Oh, great.
Yeah, Disney's gonna love this.
Wonderful.
No, I'm sweating at all times, and I just started diet pills because I'm the only person in LA who got rejected for Ozempic. So I'm sweating more than normal. It's terrible. LA is not meant for anything that causes extra sweat. I hate it out here.
Agree. I'm not really a sweater, which is odd because I'm a hefty gentleman, but it almost forces you to.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for this piece.
Is it really not there?
It's just this little guy.
Which guy is that?
The first.
The angle or the
this I already got this thing.
Oh, that thing right there.
Where, this?
No, right further back.
Further back towards me.
Isn't this it?
Oh yeah, that's it.
There we go.
Thanks.
Listen,
Right
that's what I'm here for. Teamwork.
Yeah.
So okay, I want to talk about what you have. I mean, you've had a big summer. You had Unfrosted, which Unfrosted, you were so funny in that.
Thank you so much.
And you got to work with puppets, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, my ravioli boy Eric. Yeah, it was the same people that made Grogu.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Made this ravioli guy for.
I wish I could have been in
Seinfeld movie about Pop-Tarts.
I wish I could have been on the call for that one. Like, listen, we know you've done one of the biggest new characters in Star Wars. Here's your next project for Netflix: a ravioli.
Both equally as popular.
Yeah. Okay, so you said this took a few years for this Star Wars project to kind of take off. Did you audition for it, or were you just their guy?
I guess I could tell this story now. Yeah, totally. I did some writing. I went to Lucasfilm. I got called up, and I went to Lucasfilm to help pitch some jokes on the Lego Star Wars Halloween special.
Okay.
They were just like, we know you're a fan. Why don't you come down and hang out for a day or two and just make a couple, we're just going to make jokes and talk about it. And I got to do that, and it was absolutely amazing. I had an absolute blast. I love that world, and I enjoy talking about it. So I got to do that. And through that, I met Dan and Benji, who wrote and created this, Dan Hernandez and Benji Samet, who wrote it. And they're big nerds like me, and we got along super well. And when this came along, they started writing this, and I guess they were like, who's going to play Jedi Bob? And I came to their mind. I asked them about it. I was like, was it literally just because it was called Bob? Like, did that, and it's got a beard, like, did that make you think of me? Because I hope that's how simple it was. Yeah, and pretty much that was it. And they called me up and they said, do you want to play Jedi Bob? And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Yes.
So do you want to give a brief summary of Jedi Bob and where he comes from? Because it's part of, I guess, Lego lore, Lego Star Wars lore.
Yeah, I did an interview on Seth Meyers recently, and I told it all wrong because I didn't know any better. It came out like around Attack of the Clones, right? It was like a Lego Republic, like a
Republic gunship.
I have that too. I got that. I have that.
Did you have it at the time, or did you buy it after?
I had it before.
Okay.
I got Kaz. I like collecting weird or things that are like that.
Yeah.
Like that made me laugh, and I went like, well, I gotta get one. And who am I? Where are we? What day is today?
That's Jedi Bob.
That's a little me.
So who is Jedi Bob? Where'd he come from?
Jedi Bob, thank you. I'm realizing I can say this now. A very funny, it's a joke that I absolutely adore. Benji, one of the writers of it, is like a giant Lego fan. Huge Lego fan all his life. And I believe they named my name in it is Jedi Barbarian Afol. Afol being adult fan of Lego. Yep. The term, like I was not aware of that. It made me laugh a great deal. That is my full name is Jedi Barbarian Afol. There's a lot of very hilarious specific
jokes about it.
Lego jokes, a lot of inside Lego jokes.
That's how you're getting the adults in there. The non-Star Wars Lego fans. I hate using the acronyms, but
yeah, it's very fun. It's very funny. The way they did it. Jedi Bob is kind of like I always say. He's like I'm like Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon. Like I'm just a Jedi, but like I'm done. I'm tired. I wasn't that great of a Jedi. I wasn't very good at lightsaber work.
So is this geared towards adults? Is it like an adult series, or is
it is much like the Lego Batman series. Okay. I think like people like us are gonna love it more than kids because it's just what if. It's just the What If series, but for Star Wars. Like it's just literally like,
which is fun.
You want to see Darth Jar Jar. You want to see Jedi Vader. My favorite character in the entire thing is Beach Luke. It's just like he's a beach Luke in this universe. In one universe, Luke never became anything. He's just like a beach bum, and he doesn't want to be bothered. But it's played by Mark Hamill, and like I have scenes with him in the cantina, and like I can't. When I saw it, I can't process it. Like I'm talking to Luke Skywalker, but it's.
So you were a big Star Wars fan.
Oh yeah. Huge.
So did you guys record together or no?
No, but I got to hear some of his stuff. I also got to listen to Anthony Daniels do some recording, which was super fun.
Yeah, there's a killer cast on this. You have Tony Revolori.
Yeah, he's great too.
He's awesome.
Gaten Matarazzo.
Oh, Gaten's in it also. I didn't realize.
Yeah, he plays like the Luke, like the main like guy, and he's absolutely fantastic. I think he's really, really, really good in it. I can't. This is one where I can't wait for people to see. Also, I think I'm gonna watch it a trillion.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Star Wars person. It's a very weird reason why. I've never been able to get through the first episode 6 because anything that episode 4 because anything that involves sand puts me to sleep. When I see sand, I zone out and I start falling asleep. And like that movie starts in sand, and I could never get through the first like 20 minutes of Star Wars.
So if you physically, you've never seen Dune?
No, I tried to. The second one came out, got great reviews. I was like, let me watch the first one. 15 minutes in, I was like, this is all sand. There's nothing but sand.
What about Spider-Man when Sandman shows up? Do you fall asleep?
That was New York. That was fine.
Gotcha.
That was sand in the big city. But if it
What
was
about Sandy Duncan? If you see Sandy Duncan,
Sandy Duncan,
she used to play the mom on Hogan's Family in the 90s.
That's
or
before
80s.
my time.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, Sandy Duncan would not bother me unless she was made of sand and the Hogans lived in sand.
that was not the plot of the show.
Then
so
I would be fine. I would be okay. But this Deadpool movie, that was the part I struggled in. Spoiler alert. You see it in the trailer. There's a part where they're like in the void and it's just sand and it's like.
Oh, I was trying to figure out what part. I was like,
Did you see it? Did you see it?
Yeah,
It's great, but
I enjoyed
it was a lot of fun. But once they got to the
That's
sandy
a very
part,
specific.
and people are like, well, maybe that has to do with the whole Sandman thing, and I'm like, oh, okay. There's like a whole thing with the Sandman and falling asleep, and I'm like, okay.
I had a roommate in college who said the sentence once. I can't eat peanut butter with my socks on because the texture of the peanut butter in his mouth and the texture of socks on his feet confused him.
Is that what this just sounded like?
Oh no!
I need to stop telling people that. I didn't know I sounded like a crazy person.
I'm not saying it's crazy. I'm just saying like it's a very specific. Like it is very specific.
It's very, very specific.
It's a very specific affliction.
Yeah, it's a problem that I should not have that I do.
You could have worse. Look at it that way.
I'm not going to argue that. I could absolutely have worse.
With socks on.
So is this how long is the show? Is it episodic or is it a film?
It's pretty much. It's a 4-day.
It's a 4-day show.
Extravaganza. It is like a mini series.
Okay, so it's
4
episodic.
episodes. It's pretty much a movie. I feel like, but yeah, 4 episodes, and.
And I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but is there potential for some more?
I mean, my hope is always trilogy in the Star Wars universe. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. That would not be a bad move on their part.
Well, I think people need to like it first, which I hope they do and will. I think they will.
I mean, I had a lot of people reach out when I asked for questions, and
that's
very
excited.
Cool. They're very excited that you're coming in today because they are excited about this show, especially the adults, which is always funny to me. Like it's one thing to be a Lego building fan, but to be excited about like the TV shows that come from it, it's actually pretty cool. And then Pharrell's doing his movie in Lego.
Yeah,
he's doing his biopic, so it's like Legos.
Do you have that little orange tool anywhere? Do you use that, or are you against that?
I don't.
Very into
I don't know if I have
one.
Oh, I do. I do have one. I feel like.
Has this considered lame?
No, I forget that it exists sometimes, and it's.
I love it.
It's one of the greatest things. You turn it upside down. When you turn it upside down, it pops quicker. Yeah. You're using it fine.
I used gum in between it. Are you cool with it?
That's fine because the only rule is no glue. That's the thing that you'll lose people. As soon as you start.
Do you not use glue?
As soon as you start gluing Lego, you have a problem. No.
Why?
They don't. It's just frowned upon to glue your Lego. The whole point of Lego is you're supposed to be able to rebuild it. I will never take down my big Millennium Falcon, but.
I was thinking of getting like that. I looked it up even. Like spray glue.
A lot of people do that.
Just because like I don't want it to, you know, whatever. But now I feel like I shouldn't. And
you should if you know you're never going to take it apart for anything. When I moved out here, and I brought my Lego with me, I went through about a few $100s worth of saran wrap because I didn't glue them together. So
Wow.
you saran wrap that stuff. Not fun.
Yeah, I moved my collection across the country from New York to LA. And
How'd that show up?
Never, ever, ever going to do that again.
Yeah, it was not
It
fun.
was in
And
storage for 6 months.
yep.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Yep, not a good time. I moved everything from Brooklyn here. Some of it came together, and some of it, I still haven't found all the pieces.
Dude, I was really cooking for a minute, and now...
You hit a stump?
No, I just started chatting, and then...
Oh, no. Well, we're almost wrapped up here, so we'll see how fast we get.
almost finished.
You got this. Those are the first 2 bags. You're doing pretty well.
I'm not doing...
You got 2 more waiting in there
talk
for you.
too much.
If you could play one character that you've played, whether it's Jedi Bob or anyone from SNL, for the rest of your life, what would it be? Who would it be?
Oh, wow. That is a great question.
Like, Bobby, we are giving you a lifetime series.
If I could do Jedi Bob for the rest of my life, I would be psyched.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 'Cause
I'm
it's
excited
just
to see the
fun,
character.
And it's great. The Benji and Dan are so smart and funny, and they did such a great job, and I didn't have to improvise, but was allowed to at times, and it's really fun.
Have you seen the episodes? Did you get any of your improv in there?
I saw it once, and I loved it very, very much. I haven't seen it since, but I
Okay.
remember a couple got in.
That's got to be fun to have that kind of freedom on even something that's a scripted animated series, because I feel like they usually have the most control over them because it's animated a certain way.
I can't
Just
wait
like-
for people to see it. I think it's a great addition to the Star Wars universe.
And do we know for a fact that it's going to be canon in any way? Are they trying to do that in some way? I know it's like
I mean, like Ahmed Best is Darth Jar Jar.
Okay.
Mark Hamill is Beach Luke. Like it is.
So in a way, it is.
The story of this, I don't know if this has been but it's a kid named Sig Griebling.
Okay.
Sig, I think, is a reference to signature minifigures, or
probably. Sig Fig.
He's a kid in the Star Wars Lego universe, kind of like Luke, and him and his brother find this thing called the Cornerstone, which is this bright blue Lego. They pull it out and everything gets turned upside down.
Oh, okay.
The whole universe gets mixed up. Maybe one brother goes dark side, light side. We don't know.
Oh.
Maybe they have to find a Jedi to help them. Maybe he's the original Jedi Bob. We'll see.
Okay. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's so much fun. It's a blast. Dan and Benji did Koala Man as well, and their friend Michael Cusick is the droid. He was Koala Man. He's this guy, Servo.
Oh, nice. You have to be a special kind of talent to be able to pull off a Lego animated series that hits kids and adults. Like
I agree.
You have to be so good at that.
I also think it's super hard to do comedy Star Wars. It's because it's so silly already. It's hard to make fun of it and have it be funny and not just like the same 12 jokes.
And
over
also
and over
the
again.
fan base is going to be critical about everything, so you have to make it clear.
I think they did a great job.
Did you have any weird interactions at the at Comic-Con?
I beat up 12 guys
That's
dressed
it?
as stormtroopers.
That must have been so embarrassing for them.
I tried to think of something crazy, but that was all I came up with.
was pretty crazy.
I had a wonderful time this year.
Yeah, I think Comic-Con's become a lot more chill over the years. I used to hear nonstop horror stories just because I think the pandemic actually chilled a lot more people out than people realize.
Agree. Also, I had a wonderful time because I got there Wednesday night.
Okay.
All my Lego stuff was on like Thursday, and I was in a car on Friday on the way home, like when everyone was showing up. So I had there was no one
You
there.
got to miss
I felt
the
like I
chaos.
got let in early. It was absolutely glorious.
Yeah, I have to check out. I have not done San Diego yet. I've done New York Comic-Con, but I have to do San Diego next year. Lego wasn't going to have a big presence there in terms of exclusives, so I was like, I'll skip this one. Next year, I'll go join the chaos. All right, last question. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Wow.
Yeah, we get deep right at the end.
Jeez.
We get deep right at the end.
There are so many things I want to say right now, but I'm remembering that I'm promoting stuff. Sorry, that sounded insane. Both my parents passed away. That's what I was thinking of. not something dirty. I was thinking dark more than anything else.
Oh my God.
I was hoping
that took a turn.
Can we bring them back? That would be sweet. Very heavy.
I can't believe I'm laughing at that.
Please.
Going to hell.
I get it. What would I change about myself? I would gosh.
Like I've said this a bunch. Mine is I wish I cared less about what people thought. Like that's my thing.
I wish I don't that never bothered me. I just did weird shit anyway. But like I wish I could learn from my mistakes better.
That's a good one. I don't think I learned anything from my. I make the same ones over and over.
Over and over and over.
That's a really good one. No one's ever said that one before. That's a good self-awareness thing right there.
Thanks.
Not bad. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. I'm glad we talked this out.
I love you.
I love you too. Bobby, where can they find you?
I'll be under the table.
You'll be under the table. Where can the people find him? Under the table.
Right here.
Jedi Bob fell.
Jedi Bob just took a little dive. Where can they find me? Like meaning like
social media, or where you live, whichever one you feel comfortable
home
giving
address. Jedi Bibby keeps falling. I'm my Bibby Moynihan on Twitter, I guess. I think.
Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna see how many times I can make him fall. He'll be fine.
He'll be okay.
It's okay.
Oh, the fans are not going to like this. He doesn't live in the MCU.
Oh, right? Oh, well, that's it. We've turned it upside down.
Oh, man, we rebuilt the galaxy.
That's kind of what it's about. That's why they have Akbar troopers, because in our world, it's not a clone of Boba Fett. It's a clone of Akbar, so they're all
that's interesting.
Akbar troopers.
I'm going to have to be on Reddit seeing the feedback from Star Wars fans.
Hundreds of Akbars going, it's a trap, it's a trap.
So funny.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, thank you for doing this, man.
Thank you for having me. I'm kind of psyched I get to see little Jedi Bob on Avengers Tower. I'm going to make other Lego sets and make him fight people.
There you go. If you like Marvel, this is a pretty solid set.
I do. You know what? The second I saw it, I went, "Oh no, I'm going to end up.
Yeah,
I'm going to end
it's a
up
problem.
getting this."
I will say, Lego for me, it's how I clear my brain.
I haven't done it in forever, and because with kids, I don't have time to sit down and just focus. But I literally stayed up a couple hours last night to build this and that when I got them, and I was just like, well, that was the most calming thing in the world.
You can't think of anything but these dumb pieces.
Yeah.
It's like
it's good focus. It takes you out of yourself for a little bit.
Yep. It's the best thing I've found to just do that.
Fine, I'll come by once a week.
Yeah, we have to. We're Lego friends now.
I'm down.
Thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate it.
I just want to say this. and I 1,000,000,000% mean it. I am definitely at the point in my life where instead of like, hey, you want to go grab a beer? Where I would like, hey, you want to come? We're gonna be 47-year-old men sitting around a table making Lego, and I almost had something else, but Disney.
Nobody will complain because it ends up being the greatest thing ever, especially when you get the adult sets, the Atari, the Nintendo, They have some great sets for adults.
Home Alone.
Home Alone is so good. That's probably my second favorite after the Firehouse. It's
I haven't built it. I can't. I got it going like when my kids are old enough and will respect it. I'm just kidding.
That's fair. No, that's fair. You don't give them something if they're not going to respect it now.
Yeah, that's true.
They'll just ruin it. Thanks for doing this. You can follow me at Sadane Sosis, Building Friendship Series. Thank you to our sponsor, Brick Loot. You're going to get your own Brick Loot box. And
thanks, Brick Loot.
Yeah, and the last plug of the show, Jody Sweeten and I have our Full House set up on Lego Ideas. Please vote for it. You can go to tinyurl.com/Lego Full House. Vote for it, and hopefully we could get a real set made, because if we have a Big Bang Theory set, we should have a Lego Full House set. Just saying, no, no,
words have
no,
never been
no shade on Big Bang Theory, but like it's Full House.
Full
Bob
House
Saget,
is-
R.I.P. Bob. Another Bob. Thank you guys.